Welcome, class. Welcome to the first day of school, guys. We're here to
Yo,
talk.
shut the fuck up.
Excuse me, sir. It's too early for this.
Stephen A. Smith hairline. And
Excuse me, sir.
shit.
My hair. Excuse me. I've been using Rogaine. All right. That's very disrespectful.
Aren't you a substitute?
Yo, excuse me. Don't make me put the ghetto out on you guys. Okay.
Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Excuse me. You're too young to be watching South Park. You know what? Screw this. Let's just start this stupid podcast. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is episode 8, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. It's been 3-week hiatus, 3 or 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Episode 8, all over sports. A.O.S.P is in the bags. Sports Johnny Carson is here. I'm here with my guest, Jairo. Hamlet, talk to him.
Yo.
Yo, what up? What up? Back at it again.
You know what it is. Episode 8, football season has just landed. Jairo, what do you got to say to them, man? What do you got to say? It's fantasy football. Tell me, you were the first person to have the first pick. How do you feel that you're gonna do this season? I mean, so far out of the 2 weeks that you've had right now.
Listen, my strategy is that I joined 18 leagues. Like that. If I lose, I say, yo, come on, man. I joined 18 leagues, you know? And I don't get any heat for it, you know?
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, I got to win one.
You got to win one. The numbers say you got to win one.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I went with Saquon Barkley right now. I feel like that was the right pick to go. Christian McCaffrey had a hell of a week 1. But now week 2 with Cam struggling, dressing like hocus pocus guy. And, he looks like a wizard out there.
And Hamlet, talk to me about your pick. Everybody thought you were drunk when you were making those picks with no tight ends.
I did have a little bit of Long Island's. I wanted to set the mood to get everyone
He had
comfortable.
7 Long Islands.
I'm just saying a little bit, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. Depends on who you ask that night. But I believe I went DeAndre Hopkins first pick.
DeAndre Hopkins first pick?
First, fifth overall pick. I went D-Hop. Best receiver on the board. All the good running backs was there, so...
Hamlet was getting upset because Hamlet was like, fuck, I didn't know this guy was still on the board. Hold on.
Listen, he drank 7 Long Island, started picking people that were already picked. The
commissioner. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't introduce Hamlet as a commissioner. You are the commissioner of the league. So far right now, who do you guys still believe you're going to win the championship? By the way, All Over Sports Championship right here. If you guys can see it, those that are listening to it, you won't be able to see it. I'll put it up on Instagram, but those that are watching it on YouTube, that will watch it on YouTube, it's right up here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it out.
This is a legendary belt, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm coming for that belt.
Jairo says he's going to be the first undisputed. He's going to be the Chris Jericho of this.
Yeah, I'm coming for 2 belts, man.
It's a nice looking belt. It looks like the World Heavyweight. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I put this in the wrong way. It looks like the World Heavyweight Championship on WCW. Looks dope. It's all over sports. I'll put up a picture so you guys have a better view.
If you ain't here, you ain't a point.
I agree with that. This is definitely one of the bigger things. We're gonna try to make this league as big as possible. Again, we're sorry for the hiatus.
Don't forget about the prize money too.
Definitely, there's a prize money of how much in total?
I believe $560 for the winner and $80. The person gets their money back, second place.
Wow, that's a lot of money plus the belt.
$560 plus the belt, man.
$560 plus the belt. There are no
right around Christmas time,
and you can sell that in the pawn shop too.
Nah, I ain't selling that belt, man. That belt is mine, man.
So number 1 right now is Noel. After I gave him if you guys saw on Instagram, All Over Sports, we gave him probably one of the second worst grade. He's actually in first place right now. He's 2-0.
That's fantasy, man.
Odell Bacon Jr., A.K.A. Jairo Pantoja, A.K.A. Infrared, is 1-on-1. He's in second place. Obviously, this also goes by scores towards the back of it, but everybody else is 500. Andrew Sacasas is in 1-1 too. Christian Gonzalez is on 1-1 Hamlet Montoya 1-1. Danny Rodriguez 1-1. Adrian Martinez 1-1. Everybody's in second place except for Kevin Diaz, which is the last place, who had one of the worst drafts, and I gave him the right. Yeah, man. We don't even know what
3
the hell
tight
happened.
ends.
Yeah, He
really started picking people just so I don't pick them.
Lord have mercy.
He probably did the same strategy that you do with the fantasy leagues. It's like one of these tight ends got a hit, right?
Yeah.
No, well, man. Oh, that's why. Well, we already know that that Kevin had one of the worst draft picks. Is there any doubt in your mind that Kevin might have a chance for be able to do a comeback for any?
Well, you never know. With fantasy, I mean, 1 week you're on top, the next week you're on bottom for one reason or another. But when you go ahead and draft 3 tight ends, a position which, in reality, it's not one that you're actually really looking to reach for. I mean, it really puts you on a bind. But, I mean, it's fantasy. Anything could happen. And Kevin, he picked him for a reason, maybe. Made a long-term play.
I don't know. You picked Kenyon Drake, and I haven't seen Kenyon Drake even touch the ball. So, I mean, who knows? I mean,
that's the homer pick, man.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the homer pick, man. You know, huge Dolphins fan. He's gonna go for Kenyon Drake somewhere.
Definitely. And right now, as far as fantasy goes, how are you guys expecting anything different throughout the league? Do you expect more injuries to happen as we talk more into that?
Well, the injury bug has hit early, so it's a couple key quarterbacks that are going down, and it's rough. You know, it's rough for the league to see guys like Big Ben go down, even though, to be honest, he wasn't looking so good. See guys like Drew Brees go down. You know, Andrew Luck retiring right before the season. You have Nick Foles, who had thrown 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs, get injured for the season. Cam Newton, who knows what the hell is going on with him, man. It was the shoulder before he had surgery, says he feels better, and before now he aggravated his ankle.
But let me ask you,
I think it's the outfits, man.
His outfits are too heavy. He wears too much clothes, man. This is summer.
Who did it better, him or Future? With the hat.
Nah, man. Future, man. Future.
And
Cam Newton has the nerve to dress like that and say, I gotta look at myself in the mirror. Because I'm the reason why we're
He's not looking at the playbook.
Yeah,
he just keeps looking at himself in the mirror.
Well, at least he's taking fall for it.
Taking fall for that outfit, man. That's
Cam Newton. Do you think Cam Newton's already at the twilight of his career? You think it's already, even though it's early, even though he's still young, presumptuously, but do you think that's it? Like, there's no more after this? Cam Newton's days of the Super Bowl days are done. His glory days are done.
I think a good player, after a certain amount of years, you have to be able to adapt to the league. When you can't be running around anymore and all that stuff, you have to really focus on becoming a better pocket passer. And maybe he hasn't been doing that. You know what I mean? He's been focusing on continuing to try to overpower people and all that, but when the ankle's not right, when the shoulder's not right, you can't depend too much on the athleticism no more. You got to think about the game. You got to think it. You got to out strategize these people, and if you don't take that part of the game that serious at that moment, you're gonna be exposed most of the time.
Wow, I mean,
right, and good Cam Newton is the scrambling Cam Newton, and if he's not able to scramble, he's
I'm telling you, I'm a Bucs fan, and at that 4-1 last Thursday night, my first thought coming through my head is that Cam Newton's going to run this ball, get the first down, his 6'5" self, 200-something pounds. He's going to run it down the offense and defense line's throat and get this first down. And then they do this little sweep with McCaffrey, which surprises me, but then we were able to stop him. But in similar situations in the past, Cam Newton runs it up the middle, gets the first down consistently in that situation against the Bucs. This time it didn't happen, so you ask yourself, what's going on there? What's really going on there?
Yeah.
Is there anything do you think Cam Newton can do to try to further improve himself? Do you think he should be more of a pocket stay as a pocket quarterback from now on, because due to the injuries he's having?
He has to take care of himself. That's what he has to do. He has to take care of himself.
The Tom Brady little rehabilitation?
Yeah, he needs to adapt. You know, he doesn't need a run. He has Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey could catch and he could run.
Yeah,
so
excellent.
He doesn't need to scramble a lot. He just needs to scramble when he needs to, when there's no other option out there, and not force any throws and go down before you get tackled.
All right, and I got a question. since you're a Bucks fan, did you tell Jairo to pick up Jameis Winston? Because because that it sounds like it was your fault. You told him.
I did talk him up a little bit at the draft. I'm like, hey, look, Jameis is the guy, but this was probably 4th or 5th Long Island in. He's the future of the league, MVP.
He's 4 years in, my man. I don't know. Do you think there's much hope for him in the Bucks?
I don't know. I like what I saw last week. No turnovers. If he could just not turn over the ball, we'll have a chance every week, and that's what happened last week. We are on the road, no turnovers. We go ahead and make it done, but this is something that you consistently gotta be worried with him out there. It's like, when is this guy gonna turn over the rock? Either a fumble, stupid pick, all that. But if he could go ahead and manage that, I mean, I like our chances. Drew Brees no longer there. Cam Newton banged up. Falcons could be iffy. We win a game there and there. I mean, we make it to the playoffs.
Do you think it's the time for us to panic, or? Oh my God! Okay. Well, I mean, do you think it's panicking time for the quarterback situation due to all the injuries and the bugs that are just plaguing on?
I'm telling you, what you're listening to right now, that's what's going on in locker rooms, in these NFL locker rooms right now. Panic. They won't say it out in the public, but in the locker rooms.
And especially the quarterback position, which is much more of an important position than any other position, I would say.
Yeah, the big losses are definitely the Steelers and the Saints. Those are two. Well, the Steelers, since A.B. is not there, you knew they were going to take a hit. But the Saints came back just as good as they were last year. If anything, they got better, adding Jared Cook.
Yeah.
But with Drew Brees going down,
that's huge.
That affects everybody. Huge. Affects Kamara, affects Michael Thomas, affects everybody.
That's what I was saying. I feel like with the lack of, hey, don't worry about that. It's just the email, but it's still recording. With the lack of, for example, I know Christian McCaffrey is still going to produce. I know who else was going to still produce that I was mentioning. That even though the quarterback is hurt, they're still going. Jairo was saying that they're still going to produce. But then again, this quarterback situations are the reason why they get their numbers, right? If you have a great quarterback like a Patrick Mahomes, your RPO is definitely going to go a lot higher than most other quarterbacks. What do you think about week 2? I mean, as far as you've seen the last 2 weeks, who do you say, wow, I didn't expect this team to actually do this well the first 2 games, and who are you most surprised with the 2 teams that you're like, okay, well, they should have done. I didn't think they were going to do this bad.
Well, my surprise team is the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, Lamar Jackson, what he's doing right now, I'm like, what is going on here? This guy, I mean, he lit up Dolphins. Dolphins don't even look like they're trying out there. I mean,
tank for Tua.
Yeah, tank for Tua.
The Dolphins are in a rough situation.
It's definitely time for panic for the Dolphins.
Sound the alarm.
Sound the alarm for them because it's not looking too hot for them right now. I'm hoping
not a test.
This is not a test. I used to hate that when I don't know if you ever watched TV during like 3:00 p.m. when you were a kid and you used to hear those the little warning sound that
oh yeah.
Like it sounded like it was a nuclear bomb waiting outside.
The teams that have surprised me, okay. The Packers defense is looking really good. I'm not saying they've surprised me because the Packers are always good, but their defense is actually
doing better, and that's what they needed, probably.
Yeah.
That's probably what they needed.
The Ravens, like Hamlet mentioned, Lamar Jackson he's balling out. He's looking very efficient throwing the ball, and he's rushing like Michael Vick.
Yeah,
that's good. And he's gained weight, so it's good that for his physique.
We're gonna see how real he is this weekend against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's gonna be a tough game.
That's gonna be a how they would say in the old 2K, a barn burn.
A barn burner.
Yeah,
it might be.
It's gonna be a shootout, man.
Yeah, he's playing in legendary mode now.
Yeah, definitely. And would there be any teams that you were like, oh wow, they did that bad? Why are they doing so bad?
I would say the Steelers. I mean, you always think with Big Ben, you go ahead and you get some opportunities. You always expected no turnovers, but to be this dysfunctional, waiting till Mason Rudolph to move the rock, I mean, that was something a little bit surprising. But it could be old age from Ben Roethlisberger. But
he's 39, right? He's
39. I'm thinking maybe he's done. I mean, done for. I mean, how are you gonna come back?
I think he's 37, but he said he's gonna come back stronger than ever. Listen, I don't know, man.
Oh, no.
His double chin's getting bigger.
He's looking a little sloppy, bro. He's not looking like the Ben Roethlisberger when he first started.
Drug test coming if he is. I'm telling you that. Right now.
Yeah, he's. But the Chargers, man, choked.
And they choked against
last week against the Lions. But the thing with the Chargers is that their regular kicker, Badgley, he was hurt, so they had to start. I believe his name is Ty Long, which had never kicked before. He was actually their punter, and so he missed like 3 field goals or 2 field goals or something like that.
You're asking for too much.
Yeah, and they lost by 3. So
wow.
Imagine. So
Phillip
Rivers was pissed. But again, Phillip Rivers at the end of the game, I believe he had a chance at the end zone and he threw it into triple coverage or double coverage and he got picked off and it was just bad.
This is probably the most interesting division. Is the NFC East. Who's gonna come out? The Cowboys or the Eagles out of that division?
I like the Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys' chances.
Dak Prescott is on a contract year. He's balling.
He's doing pretty well.
He's launching the ball.
Don't let Chris hear you.
Nah, shout out to Chris. But the Dallas Cowboys are taking that division. Dak Prescott, I mean, he's on a mission. You can see it. He's trying to get his money. So Zeke, he's got his money. So you could see him like holding himself, maybe saving himself a little bit for the playoffs. But I mean, you could see it with him still holding himself. He's putting him still pretty decent numbers that other running backs, I mean, will strive to get, but he's just doing it easy.
Absolutely.
But they got an easy matchup against the Dolphins, so they probably start 3-0.
Wow.
When you're in that,
sad to say.
When you start your season 3-0, I mean, that gives you a good chance of winning the division and making the playoffs.
I'll tell you who I do like.
Bruh.
The Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills?
The grimy Buffalo Bills.
With Josh Allen?
Man.
No one circles the wagons.
Listen, man. The Buffalo Bills are one of the grimiest teams for years. Since, like, what? When was Marshawn Lynch there?
Marshawn Lynch was there in 2010?
They're one of those teams that you could never, let your guard down on them.
No, yeah, they're always, and they're a great defensive team. They're known for the defense.
This guy Josh Allen looking like Cam Newton when he first came in the league.
Man,
he's running the ball right now. I mean, that guy's.
Do you think they should have stayed with Tyrod Taylor a couple years ago? Because Tyrod Taylor was doing pretty well.
Tyrod Taylor, I'll put him in a tier with like the Fitzpatricks of the world and all that. Some guy that you have like a Brian Hoyer, just to.
He's a good guy that you could have as a backup.
Yeah.
Or a veteran presence at the quarterback position, but he's not a main guy.
Speaking of which, if you guys don't know, you guys were here first. If you guys don't watch football and you do listen to this podcast, you guys probably would have heard it here first. Josh Rosen will be starting against the Cowboys on Sunday. All right, they play Sunday. Am I correct?
Yes.
He will be replacing Fitzpatrick. It's not a big deal for those that don't, if you don't care about the Dolphins because they're losing. But, I guess for Dolphins fans, this is a sign of, let's see what this young kid can do. What do you guys expect from Josh Rosen? You think it's the same result, 50, 0-0, 0-43, or 45?
Whoever they throw out there, man, it could be Dan Marino reborn. It's nothing saving them. Nothing saving them right now. I'm starting to question who the hell scheduled the Dolphins schedule, man. I think it was Satan, because
that was the
they
evil
can't
man.
catch a break, man.
Absolutely.
First week Ravens. The Ravens always own us. I can't even say us. I don't even want to say us, man. Own them.
You're not part. You're like, I'm not a Dolphins fan no more.
Team no more, man.
Dolphins fan.
Then the Patriots. Then the Cowboys. Next week after this one, they have the Chargers.
Wow, that's.
Man,
I mean, I don't know how.
No.
That's crazy, man.
Man, like if anything, I think they have a bye week after that. Then they have the Redskins. Maybe
Look,
that could
at
be
this moment in time. What do you have to lose? You know what I mean? You're probably going to get like a top 2-3 pick either way, no matter who you have out there. Just throw it out there, see what you have in Josh Rosen. Might get injured, might not, but let's see what the kid has in a regular season games. I mean, we saw what he did in the preseason, managing it pretty well. But let's see what he does in the regular season and all.
What do you grade the Dolphins pick? Because the Dolphins have been trading their best players to get these high picks. Is this a good sign for the next couple of years, or is this, man, you know what, Dolphins are going to be the Dolphins no matter what?
There has to be something going on that we don't know about with the coaching staff or the front office, because usually, I don't know if it's, unless it's a new, well, it kind of is a new thing that guys just quit on their teams and their teammates. But I think what started it all was the Laramie Tunsil trade. Yeah. That's what started off the whole, because you're taking away from the team such a big talent. And then you go ahead and you ask a lot of these guys, because I'm sure Brian Flores preaches about, competing and all that stuff. And they know they don't have the crew to compete.
No, they don't.
So, it's like, what more can you expect from me? Like, if someone's telling me, hey, you got to do this, but also, why aren't you doing this? It's going to be like, well, I don't have the support,
They also trade with Minka
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that's another big trade, man. Yeah. Like, what's next? Xavier Howard? He already mentioned that he likes the future, like how it looks, but that he wants to win right now.
Yeah, no, he does. But I think he's staying because he also has one of the most prominent contract in right now. And then as a cornerback, he has the biggest contract for a corner. Fitzpatrick, obviously, he wasn't happy with the team, but at least we got a first round out of him. But we could have gone Lamar Jackson instead of, who is it that we got instead of Lamar Jackson?
Oh, but remember Lamar Jackson? Didn't he go in the second round?
No,
he went late. He went
late in the first, right?
Pick in the first round.
All right, and then who? What? Can you look up? Was that when Lamar Jackson's 2 years in, right?
This is his second year. I think we got Minka, no?
You got
Minka.
Yeah,
we got Minka Fitzpatrick
instead of Lamar.
I imagine we would have gone. The primary position would have been
also
Lamar Jackson.
Darwin James from the Chargers missed out on him. I thought
who?
Darwin James.
Darwin James.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Dolphins just got to draft.
The Dolphins are gonna dolphin, man.
Yeah, Dolphins are always.
We've been doing this stuff for years. The year we got Jake Long.
Yeah.
He didn't even end up staying with our team. The year we got Ted Ginn,
you could get all these picks that you want. At the end of the day, if you're gonna trade them 2 or 3 years later, what's the point? You get, let's say, Tua, Trevor Lawrence, any of these guys having a good season right now, Jalen Hurts, all that. Who are you going to put him with? He has no targets. He has no protection.
Well, we have 3 picks. We have 3 first-round picks. And then we have 2 second-round picks and then 2 third-round or 1 third-round pick and 2 fourth-round picks. So we have those first-round picks are going to pick up talent. Obviously, Tua will be the main guy. Hopefully, if we are tanking and we do end up being the worst team, first round, first pick, definitely getting Tua. And then after that, we'll look at I'm guessing O-line and then running backs to see. And I don't know. I'm not even sure if this draft coming up is going to be a good O-line year. But
they need a complete rebuild. Now there's talks that Kenny and Drake is going to get traded too. So, and Kalen Ballage looked terrible. He was dropping balls. He was
also definitely a running back will definitely be added to it. Man,
Preston
Williams,
average.
And then and undrafted. Yeah. I like Preston Williams and Devontae Parker. What's been going on with him? Why he's a guy
garbage.
Garbage. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a Chiefs and Patriots fan.
You're a Chiefs and Patriots. I thought you were a Jaguars fan.
Let's keep it simple.
Until Jalen Ramsey gets traded.
Yeah, I'm a Chiefs, Patriots. If Jalen Ramsey goes to the Eagles, I'm an Eagles fan. Right now, I'm not even gonna buy hats with team names on them. I'm gonna buy hats with the NFL logo on them, and that's what I'm gonna wear. Yeah. Because I don't even know who to root for anymore. I try to keep it in Florida.
You tried to keep it in Florida.
Yeah, man.
Is this a signifying moment for the league where right now we live in the quarterback league, right? So this is a quarterback throwing league. Everybody could average a lot of quarterbacks or elite quarterbacks can average about 25 to 35 points. Where do you see that going? Is that a quarterback's fault? Because I think I asked the same question with Chris and Andrew. Do you think that's a quarterback? Is the reason why the quarterbacks are throwing so much because the quarterback is that good, or is it just
nobody contests? That's bad defense
itself.
It's that's a good question. I think it is because the quarterbacks. You see these quarterbacks now. They have strong arms. They're more athletic. They could run. A lot of these quarterbacks could run. But I that always shifts. You know,
Absolutely.
that always shifts. Like every sport, you know, there's a dominant position, and then it shifts to another position, and then it shifts back again. So remember, a couple years ago, it wasn't a quarterback league. It was like, what, 3 good quarterbacks, and the rest were like, okay, everyone.
Yeah, that's true. There were there.
So
Well, yeah, and the rule changes now are favoring the quarterback so
Yeah.
much in terms of
you
the
can't even touch them.
Yeah, in terms of the protection. I mean, I know if you're sitting there in that pocket, and I know that the league is protecting me. Yeah, I don't mind holding the ball for that extra second and getting that ball.
That
thrown out
penalty?
there. Yeah, or if like let's say I do get the ball thrown incompletion and all that, someone hits me maybe like a half second too late. Looks like a 50-50 play. Hey, guess what? I'm getting a 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer.
That's crazy.
So that's moving the ball on offense, and you give any offense more plays or free yards, everyone's gonna be a little bit quick. Everyone's gonna be a little bit quicker. Everyone's gonna be a little bit better and all that stuff. So any little rule changes like that shifts the dynamic so much in the league that any advantage could be used. And in reality, these teams are so tightly matched that you give any position that advantage, they're gonna exploit it.
Absolutely. And you pulled up right here, Jamal Adams.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I was gonna talk about the play that happened this Monday that just passed on Monday Night Football. He hit Baker Mayfield as soon as he released the ball, and they called a roughing the passer on a key play.
Wow.
Key play too. The same thing happened with Bradley Chubb. I forgot who he was playing right now, but the same exact thing. Hit the quarterback as he was passing the ball, and the follow through contact from what they're saying now caused a roughing the passer. And that it was against, who was it that the Broncos
I
played?
believe the Bears.
The Bears.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
With Eddie
And that
Pinheiro.
was- yes, and that was a key play.
And Sunset Zone.
they call roughing the passer, you know, and these guys are getting upset because, you know, they're playing football. I understand you got to protect players from injury, but you also can't mess up the game either.
Absolutely.
For that, they should just play with flags.
Do you another question
TNF.
for TNS? This is the second football league, fantasy football league. I have another question for that, because the follow up question would be: do you think a lot of these quarterbacks are also benefiting from the running backs, which obviously they're more athletic? So the RPO, they do the screen passes, and these RPOs are giving the quarterbacks an extra 30, 40 yards, maybe an extra 100 yards per game. Do you think that's the reason why quarterbacks are having this inflation of numbers on stats?
Definitely has to depend on the system that the team is running. I'll give you a little example. Arizona Cardinals, I'll tell you that. I mean,
Kyler Murray.
they're running that RPO offense, and they might not be getting wins, but Kyler Murray, I mean, he's putting up some numbers out there. It really depends on if your coach, their coach is a very offensive coach and all that. So they're just trying to make things as easy for the quarterback as possible. The Bills as well with Josh Allen. You see him running the rock as well. Lamar Jackson, you know what I mean? They're just trying to get these guys in space and make the defense think. You know what I mean? Once you get the defense moving from one side to another, that's where you create the big plays like Marquise Brown was making against the Dolphins. You know what I mean? These chuck down the fields where the defense so committed to the run that you have someone wide open down the field. Same things happen with the Chiefs. I mean, you see some of these catches, and these guys are just so wide open. You're asking the defense where they at.
Absolutely. What's your take on it, Jairo?
Yeah, no, they're definitely taking advantage of the running backs, because, you know, if you have the defense confused on whether you're gonna pass or run, then it's gonna create a lot more plays. And like Hamlet said, you have guys like David Johnson, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, even Zeke. You know, all these guys, they could catch like wide receivers.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's rough, man. It's tough for a defense to commit to a run and still be able to defend the pass, or commit to a pass and still be able to defend the run.
No, yeah, I agree.
So,
I mean, for all this has been going on, there's also been a lot of craziness for the trade dilemma. Do you think there's been discussions on ESPN? Obviously, ESPN they take cliche from whatever's going on or whatever's trending. We're gonna do the same. is the NFL the new NBA, where everybody asks for a trade, they want to go wherever they want? Because obviously NFL used to be a lot stricter on it, and not everybody, before it would be very rare to see a mid-season trade. Now is more common than ever.
I'll say you have to wait until the new CBA deal comes into play, but I'll tell you one thing.
Explain on the CBA deal, and so I can know a little bit more.
In terms of the flexibility that these players have to go ahead and dispute the contracts and be able to hold out the way they do nowadays, in terms of if it's not one running back, it's another. They're going to definitely go ahead and put more penalties in terms of any player who are thinking to hold out moving forward. These NFL owners are not really like the NBA owners where they pretty much have the NBA players back. NFL owners, I mean, it's more of a team game where you could get rid of a world-class player. I'll give you an example like Antonio Brown. And look at the Oakland Raiders. I mean, they're still moving the rock. You know what I mean? They're still looking pretty decent and all that. So one player does not affect you as much as the NBA one player does. So they're going to really crack down on these contracts and these penalties in terms of these holding outs. So you might see it right now, but I think it dies down once the new CBA rules.
What's your take, Jairo?
Yeah, no, and they have to do something about it because these guys are practically doing whatever they want. I don't think the NFL is the new NBA, but I do think that they're taking pages out of the NBA players' strategies, because you have NBA players requesting trades and they get granted or they say when you look at it, the NBA now it goes a lot on the players standing for what they believe in and that they're so free to do whatever they want, and in the NFL it's not like that. So I feel like the NFL players, not that they're jealous or envious, but they're like, hey, how come it's not like that over here? It's like they feel like enslaved.
I think Antonio Brown is an idiot because, to be honest, it's one of those things where he had $30 million of guaranteed money that he literally lost because he did. I understand money isn't everything. He probably wasn't happy. He probably wanted to go to the Patriots, wanted to go to a winning team. There's something that he saw on Oakland Raiders he didn't like. We don't know what the full story is. There's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. But to lose $30 million of guaranteed money, to me, that's crazy. I mean, and that's nothing to celebrate for Antonio Brown, at least to me.
I think I forgot where I heard it. I heard it somewhere that what someone said made sense. He got to Oakland, and he's like, wait a second, Derek Carr is not
the quarterback
Big
that everyone
Ben.
in Big Ben.
Yeah, and he's like, I need to get out of here. And he made it seem like, like it was all a strategy, but no, that he just wanted to find any way to get out. And he just can't catch a break now. You have that girl with that fishy story. Because that story's fishy.
Well, the news came out. He's not going to get prosecuted. So
he's not going to get prosecuted. But now there's another story of some guy suing him. I think it was his trainer, or I forgot what it was. He farted in his face.
For real?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That guy can't catch a break. Everyone's coming out of the dark.
But I'm telling you, I mean,
that's NFL the type of era we live in right now.
Up with these stories because they don't like what he did.
Yeah. No,
you think this is all schemed by the Oakland Raiders themselves?
No, I think it's all. Well, the news coming out. I mean, I think it's schemed by multiple NFL owners, but definitely, I mean, the guy the team who bailed him out. Look at the team, the Patriots.
The Patriots are the villains of the NFL.
They were offering a first-round pick to the Steelers.
That's
Steelers
crazy.
said no just because they didn't want to trade to a rival. Guess what? They get Antonio Brown for free now.
That's crazy.
He's got a second-year team option where if they see after 1 year, okay, maybe this guy's not that crazy. Yeah, we could go ahead and pay him. That's the only way he'll get back all the money that he lost from not staying with the Oakland Raiders. So he's gonna act cool and all that stuff. And why not? I'm playing with Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time, and I'm playing on a loaded offense. Might be getting a championship out of this. So nothing to lose for him. I mean, he couldn't be happier with this whole situation.
I mean, looking at the Patriots, they're looking like they're gonna go undefeated. There's too many weapons. There's too many weapons. You know what it is?
Yeah.
You have A.B., Edelman, Josh Gordon. You have what's this guy? Philip Dorsett just going out there just to shake his dreads. You have Sony Michelle, James White. They even throw in. They were bullying the Dolphins with Rex Burkhead. They don't need. They don't even need a tight end. They just.
It's man, it's tough to be a Dolphins fan. How do you? And when Antonio Brown, does the chances? Because a lot of people are saying, well, now that Antonio Brown's with Tom Brady, this is going to be a repetition when Tom Brady and the Randy Moss correlation when they had it together. This is going to be along the same thing. Do you think it's going to be anything close to that or replicates that?
If it turns out like if everyone's on the same page and they get, because remember Antonio Brown just got there, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't know the playbook and all that stuff. If they get it down packed, this is his best receiving core.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ever.
I mean, he's got Josh Gordon, who's like no scrub.
Oh, yeah.
All really Josh Gordon has to do is run across the middle of the field, and you got like two defensive backs looking at him, which opens up things for Antonio Brown, Julian Edelman. I mean, come on.
I think it will be the other way around. I think people would double Antonio Brown before they double Josh Gordon, because I think Josh Gordon is a great receiver, but I think Antonio Brown's a better receiver. Well, overall,
he's a better route runner and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I think Josh Gordon is a machine. He's like a robot. I've never heard the guy talk. Every time I see him talk, it's quoted on an article.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
He doesn't. He's not a big fan of that. No, definitely not. Would there as far as the Melvin Gordons, and who else wants to get a trade? Well, Minkah Fitzpatrick recently got traded. Jalen Ramsey. Where do you think these guys are going? Are they going this year or are they going next? What's your opinion? Do you believe that, you know what, man, they have the right, let them get out of there. Nothing's gonna happen. It'll benefit both teams if they can just get rid of them.
Well, Melvin, word on the street is that he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back super late. The latest he could possibly come back. So this year still counts towards his free agency.
Correct.
So next year, I mean, he'll be, after this year's done, he'll be free to go ahead and do what he wants and all that. But, I mean, you're looking at, let's say the Chargers choose to franchise tag him, then he's looking at the Le'Veon Bell situation next year and all that, which he got franchise tag and he just got to sit out the whole year. So that's a tricky situation there. I mean, that's really where they got to go ahead and get an idea with Melvin Gordon. But this guy Eckler is looking so good that I really think any value that you could get from Melvin Gordon, the Chargers might go ahead and jump on it right now. Because, I mean, if you're getting it done with Justin Jackson and Eckler right now, I mean, that offense is looking ridiculous with them. Yeah. Maybe any value that you could get from Melvin Gordon, I mean, you might be happy that you didn't have to sign him for the $10 million deal now because you see an alternative. What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And who else were we talking about? We're talking about
Jalen Ramsey. I think he's gonna get. They're gonna deal him this year
to the Chiefs. Everybody, the speculations: the Chiefs or Eagles.
If the Chiefs or Eagles pull the trigger on that, they got themselves a hell of a player.
Well, Chiefs guarantee. I mean, you won't guarantee Super Bowl, but that's probably will be the favorite to actually go all the way. Besides the Patriots, obviously, because Patriots just because of their experience.
Chiefs will probably be a awesome defense for Jalen Ramsey to join, just because he knows he will be able to take more chances on interceptions.
Absolutely.
Routes, yeah. Just because he knows, I'm like, bro, I got the number one offense in the league. If they score a touchdown, my team is gonna score for every touchdown this team's gonna score, we're gonna score two.
Yeah, and it's gonna give him more motivation to get stops because he thinks about if I get a stop and get my team the ball, that's another chance to score, you know. So things like that, man, are one of those teams has to pull the trigger on Jalen Ramsey.
But they're not gonna probably give out too much. Why? Because I mean, hey, look, you're already undefeated without him and all that. Why am I gonna give up a first round pick? Maybe they give up multiple thirds, second and thirds. But you gotta ask yourself as a team, when you're already in first place, it's like, oh, how much do I really need this guy?
Yeah, is it worth losing a couple players for him?
Yeah.
When we're already, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
But the Chiefs have such a long-term whole ordeal with Patrick Mahomes that you might have your future already. So it's like, I don't really need a really
we don't need
big
Jalen
time
Ramsey
first round pick my next one. So why not just give it up? Give Jalen Ramsey. He's
Absolutely.
young, prime of, even entering the prime of his career.
Entering. I don't even think he's there yet.
He's not even there yet. And I mean, God, if you could get that guy, I mean, FSU product right there. That's all I'm gonna mention.
Listen, don't talk to me about FSU. We all know Jameis Winston stole crabs, and he's playing like a crab right now.
They were given to him for free. That story is just like the Antonio Brown story. They're trying to just.
They're just trying to accuse him,
Yeah,
bro. Stop, bro. Anytime I got speaking, since you made it easy for me to transition this. Since we talk, I'm a UM fan, so I don't like FSU and I don't like UF. So if I have a chance to disrespect UF and their whole alumni situation or their whatever they're going through, this is my chance. So Jairo, I know you're gonna get mad at this one, but
Stay off the weed.
it's time for that segment. You're going to get mad at this one. Oh, I don't know if you're going to get mad, but you're probably going to be like, oh, man, not my guy.
Kill him with this one.
Yeah, definitely. Stay off the... This is brought to you by Honesty, Truth, and No Hate. This is going to... Stay off the weed is going to go to none other than UF legend Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow deserves to stay off the weed, though, because of his comments that he made on First Take, I believe. Well, he made the comments clearly stating that, you know what, I do not believe that California should pass the law. If you guys don't know, California passed a law where athletes or college athletes should get paid for whatever, for the sport that they're playing. Well, Tim Tebow reiterated that statement, rebutted it, saying that, you know what, they shouldn't get paid. You know what? Because the reason why for it is because you need to play with passion. I play with passion. I was the highest selling jersey, blah, 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 and I didn't get paid 1 cent. And let me tell you something. I was happy for it. But look, Tim Tebow, not everybody was happy for it. Look, I have an opportunity to destroy UF, and this is my opportunity, so fuck UF. So, Tim Tebow, just, you have the right for your opinion, but I have the right to tell you to shut the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, Tim Tebow, you're nothing but a privileged white boy. It's coming from a nice family. And look, you're a man of God, and I respect that. And that's, you're one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. But you're a guy that likes to think with your head up their ass. Now, I understand that you believe in God and you're a man of strength when it comes to God's words, and you believe that you should stay as a quarterback. You had an opportunity to move on to a different position, but you didn't. So you're like, you know what? No, I'm going to stay as a quarterback, and I'm going to stand up for myself. Well, how did that work out for you, Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow, you want to complain about people shouldn't be getting paid. All these players we all know the NCAA is the biggest mafia in the world, probably the biggest tragedy in the world. NCAA are nothing but hustlers, and they all think about nothing but themselves. This is a fact. And everything that comes from Tim Tebow's mouth as far as him saying that, oh, you know what, this should be a passionate sport, a passionate college football assembly where things should go, where I believe that athletes should not get paid, college athletes. A lot of these college athletes get abused. Imagine if Zion Williamson would have gotten hurt, like I said on one of the podcasts. Imagine Zion Williamson would have gotten hurt. Imagine Jameis Winston would have gotten hurt, and they would have never made it to the pro. That would have been one hell of a thing. We would have been like, wow, this guy could have made it. He's going to make millions of dollars. A lot of these kids come from underprivileged families, from low-income families, and they have a hard time to even eating food on college campuses. Because why? Because, well, you know what? The NCAA pays scholarships for them to stay at the campus. Yeah, but are you paying for their food? A lot of these kids try to go to the back of McDonald's and try to get burgers out of the garbage cans or leftover burgers or whatever the case, because they're trying to feed themselves. They're hungry. They barely afford going to the bar. Luckily, a lot of these bars are happy hours, 2 for $3 or whatever the case may be. So look, Tim Tebow, I need you to shut the fuck up and learn and watch and listen to the players, listen to yourself, and more importantly, let me get my man back in here.
Stay off.
Even though you don't smoke weed, and maybe you should, or maybe not, or maybe you are smoking K2. I don't know. All right, guys, any input you want to say about this? Sorry.
Leave Tim Tebow alone.
You see, I knew Jairo was going to go upset. What do you think about it? Well, you don't even care about UF. You're an FSU fan.
I mean,
I'm waiting for James Winston to fuck
what he's
up.
Speaking about is just general California rules where it allows people to get endorsements. Hey, man, I'm never going to stop anyone from getting their money, man.
Exactly.
I mean, if you get some money, go ahead and get some money. If you don't want to get some money, then don't get some
The
money.
NCAA makes billions of dollars off these jerseys, and the players don't get one. We don't have an NCAA football game because of them. You know how upset I am? I'm stuck with playing with Madden, playing with these dumb generic college players for the next 3 years, where it's like, hey, John Brown wants to be QB from their Arkansas State. He's first pick. I don't know who the hell John Brown is. I want to be able to pick up Tua for next year. I want to be able to pick up Trevor Lawrence from Clemson and play him in Madden and play him in the Dolphins and have a winning Super Bowl season for once since 1973.
Only way the Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl. By the way.
Is in Madden.
Yeah,
That's
Madden.
unfortunate.
Hey, give us 4 years. Give them 4 years.
Jesus. All right, guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys coming by. Man, I got to get
Thanks
better
for
at
having
this.
me, man.
No, man. The Funk Master Flex.
Funk Master Flex.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Anything you guys want to plug in right here?
No plugs.
No, you want to know?
Go Bucks, first place in the division. That's all I need to say.
All right, Jairo, what's your team right now? Go Jalen Ramsey.
Go Jalen Ramsey. Go Patrick Mahomes. Anyone having fantasy? Let me see. Go
Barkley.
Odell
Barkley.
Beckham. Go DeAndre Hopkins. Go George Kittle.
George. All right, guys. This is all over sports. The sports. Johnny Carson is logging out. Good night, guys.